Hey, what's going on, Who That Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And welcome to another edition of the State of the Saints podcast live on YouTube, Facebook, or wherever you're watching this at. Thank you very much for your time. Not going to keep you long, but we have to talk about the New Orleans Saints. I want to talk about some topics that involve the team. First off, I want to give a special shout out to Jai Anderson. He's going to be a guest on the State of the Saints podcast this week, and I'm also going to be lining up more guests of people that are fans of the New Orleans Saints in the future. So y'all be on the lookout for that. Thank you all very much for your time. But let's go ahead and talk about a subject, man, that needs to be discussed here. We're going to be talking about C.J. Gardner Johnson. Now, for all those that have been following the State of the Saints podcast, man, you already know, okay? You already know how I feel about C.J. Gardner Johnson, how much respect I have for the young safety. He has come to the New Orleans Saints. A lot of people consider him as a diamond in the rough, a steal, if you will, coming to the Saints in the fourth round last year in the 2019 draft. Played pretty good, for his rookie season. Did a lot of good things on the field. But this right here is a complete violation, okay? I don't know if anybody's seen C.J. Gardner Johnson on Instagram, but it was a picture of him and his son. And, he was in a picture with a Deion Sanders Atlanta Falcons jersey on. Now, we all know that the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons don't like each other, okay? Falcon fans and Saints fans don't go together. It's like, oil and water, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know, any bad connection or any bad chemical that you can think of, bleach and ammonia, like it just does not mix, okay? But you definitely, if you're a Saints fan, you definitely don't want to put on any Atlanta Falcon stuff and vice versa. But he had on a Deion Sanders Atlanta Falcon jersey on, and I thought that was a complete violation, and I ended up reaching out to Cam Jordan, on Twitter, and told Cam Jordan, I said, you need to, get your young boy, you know what I'm saying? Which means, for those that don't know, that means, check your rookie, or make sure he get in line, because he kind of out of pocket with the jersey. So, Cam Jordan responded and said, what's the big deal? It's Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders is a legend. Most defensive backs want to be like Deion Sanders, but he said he don't understand the rivalry just yet. But I still don't think that you, as a football player, this is just me, as an NFL football player, I don't believe that you should wear the other team. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that you should wear any other, paraphernalia besides the team that you play on. Like that's just my honest opinion. And you definitely don't wear any type of memorabilia that is from your rival team. Like you just don't. It's just certain things that you do not do. That is one of them. For example, I went to Jackson State University. I think that Alcorn State has some legends, right? But you will never catch me with a Steve McNair Alcorn State jersey on. It ain't happening. I would never wear Alcorn State. Alcorn State is the rival of Jackson State. So you will never catch me with that on. I just feel like you shouldn't wear that. And if you're a football player and you play football, you definitely, man, I just feel like you definitely don't want to be wearing somebody else's jersey. I mean, the New Orleans Saints are paying C.J. Gardner Johnson. Like they're paying him to be a part of their team. So I just feel like that's just absolutely wrong. I don't feel like I'm crazy for feeling this way. I just think that it's just absolutely crazy for a player to wear any other jersey other than the team that he's playing for. Everson Griffin says, I'm disappointed in you, TJ. Last night you accused me of being my good friend. I'll be ripping him. I would never impersonate anyone. Apologize. Well, if you're not, I'll be ripping them, then I apologize, Everson. I apologize, Everson Griffin. But, when it comes to the fart jokes, we only have one resident member, and usually it'd be I'll be ripping them. So I thought it was you that, I thought it was I'll be ripping them disguised as you. But I do apologize if it wasn't you. And thank you very much for the $5. But back to C.J. Gardner Johnson, man. I just feel like that's just out of pocket, man. And you know, I got to get on Cam Jordan, man. That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a lot of respect for Cam Jordan, but I feel like his statement was more about protecting C.J. Gardner Johnson, but it was a tad bit hypocritical. It was, because if you all remember, last year, Cam Jordan, father Stephen Jordan, was inducted into the Minnesota Vikings Ring of Honor, and all of the family members had on a Steve Jordan Minnesota Vikings jersey, okay? But Cam Jordan came there with his father's Pro Bowl jersey on. Now, if it wasn't that big of a deal, why wouldn't Cam Jordan just wear his father's Minnesota Viking jersey? Because he realized what kind of image that would portray. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he understood that. And I know he probably feel like in the back of his mind that was out of pocket by C.J. Gardner Johnson, even though he is a young player. But I mean, honestly, I mean, he went to the University of Florida. I don't think you'll see him with a Florida State jersey on of Deion Sanders. I don't think you'll see that. I don't think that you will see him with a Tennessee Peyton Manning jersey on or something like that, or Eric Berry, or any of those other players out there. I don't think you'll see anything like that. So I don't know, man. I love Cam, but that's a tad bit hypocritical, man, because you were smart enough to know that you can't go to your dad's Ring of Honor, and it's your dad. You know what I'm saying? Your dad played for the Vikings, and you were smart enough to know that you wouldn't want to wear a Minnesota Vikings jersey to your father's Ring of Honor, because what kind of image that would leave. A couple years ago, you know, Colin Kaepernick, he got some scrutiny because he was on the beach. This was during the time he was the starting quarterback for the 49ers. And he had on a Miami Dolphins hat, and people were talking about how crazy and disrespectful that was. So I'm a firm believer in that, man. Just call me old fashioned, man, but I just feel like, you know, maybe it's just the new generation that we're in right now. It's just a new wave of guys, you know, like everybody, you know, trading each other jerseys and signing each other jerseys and holding it up after games. Look, I ain't for that, man. You know, I don't want to be your friend. You know, when I was on the field, I didn't want to be your friend. I didn't want to be your buddy. I didn't want to be your pal. I wanted to rip your heart out. And then I was gonna leave after it was all said and done. That's just the way that I rode. I was wired that way, but I guess it's just a new generation. Drew Brees, thank you very much for the $5. He says, I'm coming back for one reason, and that's get one accolade that has escaped me my entire career. The Who Fart shout out from I Be Ripping Them, baby. Man, shouts out to Drew Brees. Thank you very much for the $5 donation. But let me go ahead and see what you all have to say about that. Shouts out to Daniel. Thank you very much for checking out the live. Also want to give a special shout out to Rob. What's going on, Bobby? Kieran, what's going on with your man? Raquel, Christy, Drew Brees. Drew got D Brees is back. King Arthur says he could have worn a T-shirt that just said prime time. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't care what Deion Sanders jersey it was. Some people, like, I post this on Facebook on the State of the Saints podcast page, and some people are like, well, if he were for the 49ers or the Cowboys, no. Look, I'm going to tell y'all how real this is to me. I'm going to tell you how real this is. If I played in the NFL, and you all know that I am a lifelong Saints fan, okay? I've been a Saints fan my entire life. If I was to get drafted, I don't know, to the Bears, you will never see me with a New Orleans Saints jersey on. As long as I'm playing, you will never see me with Saints memorabilia on. Ever. Like, for real. Like, that's how much allegiance I feel like you should have to your team. That's like, to me, like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm part of fraternity Iota Phi Theta, right? That's like me wearing Alpha, you know what I'm saying, paraphernalia. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like me wearing Sigma stuff or Omega stuff. You know, you'll never see me with that on. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of disrespect that I feel like that is. I just don't feel like you should wear any other jersey other than a team that's paying you. Okay? That's just what it is. That's just the way that I feel about it. I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? As much as I love the Saints, but if I was to get drafted by another team, I would not wear Saints stuff. Straight up. That's the same guy, TJ. He does the same thing in other groups. CJ probably wants to be a Falcon. I don't know what he want to be. I don't think that's it. I just think that this is a new generation of young boys out here, man. Like they not wired the way that some of us are. Us 80s babies, us 70s babies out there. Y'all know how it is, man. We ran with a different code, and I don't have any disrespect or anything like that towards them, man. I got a lot of respect for the young boys, the new generation, but I just wouldn't do it. Okay, I just feel like too much holding hands and we are the world going on the field. I'm just not about that. I'm not about it. That's the same thing. Okay, I already read that one. Jerry says I came home right on time to tune in. Thank you, Jerry, for tuning in. AJ says Falcons can't catch the corona, so I can't blame them. Who that, y'all? That's a heavy C. Dashawn says, shout out TJ, the host with the dreads. Yeah, man, back in the day, man, I used to have dreadlocks, but I think I cut them off maybe like almost 3 years ago. What if his kids wanted him to wear that? You think the teams outrank his kids? Well, what if his kids want him to wear it? I would have to explain to my kids why I can't wear it. Like, man, it's just some things you just don't do. You don't do it, man. I'm sorry. Like, you can come up with all type of explanations all you want. You do not wear another team's jersey. You just don't. You do not wear another team's jersey, okay? Iceman T said, what did CJ do? CJ Gardner Johnson has a picture on Instagram of him wearing Deion Sanders Atlanta Falcons jersey. And the question of the show is, was he out of pocket for wearing it? TJ, I saw that Nokia cell phone footage you put up of your catch. Yeah, man, that was back in the day. I was just going through some pictures and stuff like that, and I had like some old footage and stuff like that. It was all blurry and it was dark outside, and it was one of those phones with low quality. I think it was like one of the earlier stages of the iPhone, and y'all know they just got their camera issues straight on the iPhone. But yeah, man, I was out there, man. I was doing my thing during that time, man. I was pretty good when it came to catching the football at that time. I probably was like, I don't know, I probably like around 23 or 24 when that happened. I don't wear another team's gear, and I'm just an ordinary guy, so I don't know what he was thinking. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't know. Like, and people that saying it's not a big deal, I think I might pick on you. I just don't think that you are played any sports. You cannot have played sports and think this is okay. Like, you cannot have played sports. Let me take that back. You couldn't have played sports in the 90s, early 2000s, and not have a problem with this. You can't. I'm talking about early 2000s on back, and you play sports, you definitely will have a problem with that. Shots, like, honestly, I went to George Washington Carver High School. You will never see me with an old Perry Walker shirt on, okay? I'm sure, like, if you went to Corn, you would not see you with a car shirt on or anything like that. If you went to 35, you would not see with a Warren Easton shirt on. If you went to Warren Easton, vice versa. If you went to Xavier Prep, you would not have a St. Mary's. If you went to St. Aug, you know what I'm saying, you would not have on, I don't know, a Holy Cross shirt. So the fact of the matter is this. Like, if you're not gonna do this in your regular life, why wouldn't you do this why would you do this in your sports life? That's all I'm saying. From being a fan, from being a player on the team, why would you do this? That's all I'm saying. Why would you do this? As a Saints fan, I think we need to understand this man was once a kid. So what if he wore a different team jersey? Players switch jerseys all the time. They switch jerseys, but they ain't putting them on. You know what I'm saying? They might switch jerseys to hang up at their house, but they're not putting them on the wall. This is a huge problem, man. I'm sorry. Y'all can't minimize this. That is a huge absolute fact. Straight up, you will never wear the jersey of your rival school. You will never wear a jersey of your rival team. right now, I guarantee you, if somebody had money on the line and somebody said, I want you to wear this Atlanta Falcon jersey on. Now, some of y'all probably take the money, but there's a strong percentage of individuals that'll be like, hell nah, I'm not wearing that jersey. Y'all know I'm not lying. If somebody would pay y'all, be like, nah, bro, I ain't wearing it. Somebody paid y'all to put on a cowboy jersey. Y'all know y'all ain't putting that thing on. You know, so man, I don't know, man. You can't be hypocritical about this. Like, you know for a fact you're not gonna put on that jersey. You know you're not. Yo, did you hear about the Cam Newton signing with the New England Patriots? Yeah, Phoenix, I heard about that. I actually did a show about that last night, so you can check it out, man. We talked a little bit about that, and I'll probably talk a little bit about it a little later. Walmart employees wear Target stuff to work. But you know what I'm saying, it's not resembling a Target. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a good, you can't see Goodwill on the shirt. You know what I'm saying? You really can't see that. You know, like, so unless they coming through, you know what I'm saying, with the Target symbol that's you know, on the shirt, then that'll be one thing, you know. But if it's just a shirt that came from there, I don't see no problem with that. But Cam Newton signed with the Patriots. Let his play determine his loyalty. It ain't about loyalty. Like, look, you gotta be crazy not to be loyal to the team that pays you. This team is paying you. I don't think it had nothing to do with loyalty. I just think that it was just crazy. It was crazy. It's not a problem, TJ. The man wore a Patriot jersey. The Saints and Patriots ain't no rivalry. Nah, bruh. It is a problem. Like I said, you know for a fact that if you went to a school, you will not wear your rival shirt or jerseys. You know it. Like, I don't even know why we tripping on this. We can try to make this seem like it ain't a big deal, but I hate to say it, but if we don't feel like it's a big deal and we wouldn't do it in our regular life, that's hypocritical. It is. It's hypocritical. It's hypocritical if you sit up here and wear someone else's jersey. I mean, you wouldn't wear nobody else's jersey, but you're saying it's okay for somebody else to do that. You know for a fact, who gonna sit up here and wear Atlanta Falcon jersey? Somebody gave you Atlanta Falcon jersey. If it was Deion Sanders or Jesse Tuggle or some of these other great, you know what I'm saying, players that played for the Falcons, if somebody gave you that jersey right now, would you wear it? Straight up, be real. If somebody gave you a Falcon jersey, would you wear it? Probably not. So why would, if you're not going to wear it, you know what I'm saying, why would you say that it's not a problem for him to wear it? That's all I'm saying. Who have you played against in high school that went to the NFL or is currently in NFL? Let's see. Mike Wallace, Keenan Lewis. Trying to see who else. That's probably the only two I done played against. You know what I'm saying? As far like Keenan Lewis and Mike Wallace, probably the only two players that I played against. They both went to Old Perry Walker. Trying to see who else. I think that's probably about it. That's about it, man. Those are the only two players I can think of right now. I'm pretty sure I'll cross paths with some other people. I'm pretty sure of that. At the end of the day, is LLC with entertainment as games. How you like about the Patriots signing Cam Newton to a 1-year deal? I think that's good for Cam Newton, man. I'm glad that he got an opportunity. It was a bad optics move. That's all. Yeah, that was a bad decision. I'd wear it as an adult diaper. Charles Scott, Richard Murphy. Do you think it was the best option for Cam to sign with the Patriots? Yeah, you know, that's probably the best place he can go. Oh, yeah, Jacoby Jones, man. I forgot about him. I never played Jacoby, but I got an interesting story about him. How can I forget him? Man, I was terrible at math, you know, going to school. I was a part of the UNO Upward Bound program, and Jacoby was actually my tutor. He was a tutor for me. He tutored me in English and math. So I can't believe I can't remember that. But at that time, he was in college. He was going to Lane. He was going to Lane College at the time. He was in college by the time I got there. But yeah, Jacoby, man, he helped me out a lot. I used to suck in math, and in English, I could have gotten a little better. So he kind of tutored me in that at the Upward Bound program at UNO. So shouts out to Jacoby, man. Keenan and Mike from the West Bank. Yep. They weren't, man. They were not as good as they end up being though. Mike was just fast with bad hands. He couldn't catch a cold in 40 below. He got better when he went to Ole Miss and he played. Keenan was like just a tall, skinny guy, but I mean he was fast and lengthy and stuff like that, man. You know. But I don't know, man. It was pretty good though. They was pretty good, but they weren't like they developed, like college helped them out a lot to develop. State of the Saints podcast. Hey TJ Jones, I got your message on my email. You're welcome. Yeah, man, that was a nice cup, man. I've been calling you, bruh. When did you call me? Did you call me yesterday? Did you call me yesterday? I didn't get it. And if you're calling me right now, I'm not using Skype right now, Gabriel. But probably the next show that I do live from home, I'll be able to answer phone calls. So if you called me, I apologize. If he liked Deion Sanders, he would have wore a 49ers or a Cowboy jersey. Man, I'm still not down with that either. I'm not. I'm not down with none of it. I'm not wearing nobody else's jersey. No other team jersey if I'm in the NFL. Now for us, that's one thing. You know what I'm saying? If you want to rock old, Deion Sanders 49ers, I ain't rocking no Cowboys. If you want to rock a New York Giant jersey or something like that, I mean, cool. You know what I'm saying? But you don't play. But me personally, no sir. No sir. Yeah, Jacoby did go to Aberson. I don't know if I think he did go to Abe. But I know for a fact he went to Lane College because he was, like I said, he was my tutor during that time. He was in college. I think he was probably in his, sophomore year. And if you see Jacoby, in real life, man, I mean, he does not look like your stereotypical football player. He looked like a basketball player more so than a football player. Because he used to wear, those all-star game jerseys and stuff like that all the time, man, and he had a basketball frame. So when I actually realized he actually played in NFL, because I didn't know he played football. I was actually playing Madden, real talk. And I'm like, Jacoby Jones, and I seen a picture. I'm like, I didn't know he played football. I did not know Jacoby played football at all. Like I said, when you look at him, you just see a regular, everyday, tall, lanky dude, So he kind of took me by surprise when he ended up playing in NFL. My favorite player of all time is Ray Lewis. Love the Saints, but that's my boy. And like I said, if you rock a Ray Lewis jersey, fine. You know what I'm saying? But you're not a Pittsburgh Steeler. You never played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I don't have no problem with that. But me personally, if I'm playing, I'm not rocking a jersey. Like I said, if I got drafted by any other team, y'all would never see me in a New Orleans Saints jersey. As much as I love the New Orleans Saints growing up, watching the Saints, I wouldn't wear no Saints gear at all. Man, TJ, I really prefer Griffin over Clowney. Yeah, me too. Me too, man. TJ, I understand that the man is a competitor, but why can't he wear a Patriot jersey? I mean, what was he doing while he was wearing it? Man, you just can't wear it, Ice Man. You can't. No. Violations everywhere. An active player. Man, I'm telling I guarantee you, even though Cam Jordan said that to me this morning, even though he said to me, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Every DB want to be Deion Sanders. That was being politically correct and defending your player. I guarantee you, if they have a meeting today or later on this week, they are going to clown him about that jersey. I guarantee you, they are going to clown him about that jersey. They're not going to clown him to you. They're not going to clown him to me or you as fans, and you know what I'm saying, and supporters of the team. But trust and believe. I've been here, folks. I have been here. I have been where the news and stuff like that have been talking to players, and you'd be like, give you all those politically correct, yeah, that's my guy, that's my dude. Then you go into a meeting and they clowning the dude for the same thing. Rather it be about a chick, rather it be about something that happened on Instagram, chick airing you out. I'm telling y'all, they are going to clown him because of this. There's no doubt about it. Absolutely no doubt about it. They are going to clown him in a meeting. Like I said, among themselves as a group, yeah, they're going to do it because they're a team. On the outside, they're going to look like, man, it's not a big deal. But they're going to get them. It's rather going to be Sean Payton, one of the members of the coaching staff, or might even be Cam Jordan himself. But I'm telling you, somebody going to clown that boy. Two-time state champs, 5A and 4A. We beat Archbishop Rummel 09 and Edna Carr 11. Are you talking about St. Og? You talking about St. Og at the time? So I don't know if you was talking about St. Og, AJ, or not. We should get rid of Chauncey Gardner Johnson, man. Let's not go too far about this now. Let's not take it there. We definitely should not get rid of him. Okay, this is just kind of just all in fun. You know what I'm saying? This is just like a little fun show. No. We are not getting rid of CJ Gardner Johnson. That is absolutely not on the table here. Okay, we just having a little fun and talking a little bit about jerseys. That's it, man. Breaking news, it wasn't a Falcon jersey. It was a jersey from the Longest Yard movie. I don't know about that. Man, hold on. Let me make sure. I want to make sure I ain't tripping, okay? AJ, I'm about to make sure I ain't tripping. I got a computer right here. Let me look it up. I want to make sure I ain't tripping, okay? All right, I'm zooming in here, okay? I'm zooming in on the picture. Okay, it's clearly a Deion Sanders jersey. I mean, it is clear as day, okay? Ray Charles can see this, AJ, that this is an NFL jersey, okay? You have the number 21, okay? You got the number 21. You know what I'm saying? I respect the CJ Gardner Johnson, you know what I'm saying, on the logo. You know, I blocked the picture, of his kid. I don't want to have his kid out there like that. But you have number 21, okay? Like circle around there, you know what I'm saying, is pretty obvious. Then you have on the neck the official symbol of the National Football League, okay? That's about as obvious can be, AJ. So after further review, as I went under the tent, okay, after further review, the ruling on the field stands. That is indeed an Atlanta Falcons jersey. True violation, okay? True violation. Yes, it is a violation. But you can't save him today, man. You can't save him today, AJ. The last person that wore a jersey that wasn't their team jersey is Kaepernick. You seen what happened in his life after that. Farouk, wow, man. That's a little bit of a low blow. But yeah, man, they did really talk about him quite a bit. What if it was Morton Anderson or Bobby Hebert's jersey? Still. They played for the Saints, so that should have been an easier decision. It wasn't a Falcon jersey. It was a jersey from the Longest Yard movie. I already read that. TJ, these dudes are human, man. They can wear a different team jersey. I'm pretty sure they don't wear all Saints gear all the time. They shouldn't wear Saints gear all the time. And like I said, I can understand that they are humans, but they get paid to play for the Saints, okay? You get paid to play for the Saints. You do not wear another team's jersey if you are an active player, in my opinion. I'm sorry. You do not. It ain't about being human beings. Like they may be human beings, but they don't have an everyday Joe Blow job. Their job is they play in the National Football League, and you do not wear another team's jersey when you're active. You just don't. You don't do that. That is a bad look. That's a bad look. If you were the president of Wells Fargo, you wouldn't be around this thing wearing Bank of America hats. You wouldn't be around here wearing Hibernia hats, Liberty hats. You wouldn't be doing that. You will be wearing a hat of Wells Fargo. Okay, so it's about loyalty, man. It's about loyalty to your team. It's about loyalty to the team that drafted you, that invested in you. If you want to do that outside of football after it's all said and done, fine, cool, whatever. But not as long as you playing in the league. Y'all do realize it was just a jersey, and the jersey doesn't even have a name, just his number. But we know what it was. Look. We don't need to hear a duck say quack for us to realize that it's a duck, okay? We can tell by the webbed feet, beak, you know what I'm saying, and a waddle when it walks. This is pretty obvious that this is a Atlanta Falcon jersey, okay? And I'm gonna stand by this, and I can care. I won't say I can care less because everybody's opinion matters. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to stand by what I just said. As a competitor, as a guy who understands the game, that understands rivalries, that understands you don't wear other rival teams' jerseys. You just don't do that. And I know, and like I said, I know some of you wouldn't do this. You will not do this. You will not wear another team jersey. You will not wear a rival team jersey. Definitely not. So, could this be a sign of a fractured locker room? No, nah. I mean, like Cam Jordan said it. He said he don't know, understand the rivalry. He young. He said it. Cam Jordan said that to me this morning. So I'm like, I can understand that. I mean, he's going into his second year, so the Falcon rivalry don't hit as hard to him as it would to Cam Jordan that's been battling for years. Maybe he lost a bet and had to wear that crap, man. Okay, if that's the case, then I apologize, but I don't think that's the case. What did you think of Malcolm Jenkins' comments on football not being essential work? I think he's right. It's not. Football is not necessary. We just love it. We love football. We can't get enough of it. We're passionate about the game, but we don't need it. I mean, it's not for our survival. Maybe when it comes to having something to do on a Sunday and not want to go out there with your girl to the mall or go and pick out colors to paint rooms and stuff like that, or move furniture, or cut grass. Yeah, you feel like that's important, but when it comes to being essential, no, it's not. It's not. He's telling the truth on that. And I know how we feel about it. A lot of people feel like, a lot of people feel kind of different about Malcolm Jenkins. They feel like he's a troublemaker. Like everybody always has something to say that goes against the grain or not really popular opinion. Then, they're a troublemaker and people want to get rid of them. Like, man, chill out. Malcolm Jenkins is an incredible football player, and this man has a right to say whatever he wants to say, whether you agree with it or not. I mean, we get on here just like I do at every single show. I exercise my right to give my opinion, not saying that I'm right or wrong, but I exercise that right. And what makes me any different from him? You know what I'm saying? He can pay millions upon millions of dollars for your viewing pleasure and enjoyment to go out there and perform for a team. So we shouldn't look at these guys as robots, man. Just like Iceman T said earlier, they're human beings, right? So if they're human beings, just like you and me are human beings, they should have something to say. And we should respect that. You know what I'm saying? We should respect what these people are saying. I've had shows where, we had like difference of opinion from different individuals to call in, but I will defend your right to feel the way that you feel, even if I agree with you or not. And I will hope that you feel the same way about me. Malcolm Jenkins, that's just the way that he rolls, man. If he feel like it's not essential, which I agree with, then it is what it is. But I respect anybody for giving their opinion. And I don't look at sports athletes as just guys that go out here and get their brains bashed in for our viewing pleasure. I feel like these guys use their influence in order for them to try to change the world. Because what's the first thing we do if these guys go out here and mess up? We see people on their Twitter feeds. My son looked up to you. My daughter looked up to you. So if we're like quick to try to bash these guys when they do something wrong, why are we quick to try to bash these guys when they try to create change in the world at large? That's hypocrisy at its best. It just makes me realize that people don't care what they say. They just want them to say things that they actually care about. And when a person is getting held accountable, we don't want to hear that. That's the worst thing we like to do is look at ourselves in a mirror and realize that we need to create change in ourselves. Because just like Alcohol's Anonymous or Drugs Anonymous, the first thing they tell you to do, or even if you're talking about science and the scientific method, the first thing they tell you to do is state the problem, okay? State the problem is the scientific method. Alcoholic and Drug Anonymous, they say for you to admit that you have a problem. And that's one of the biggest steps that a lot of us do not want to take, because we don't want to leave outside of our realm, leave outside of our bubble, and really give ourselves opportunity to really think outside of the box, because we like to be inside of the box because it's safe, okay? So I respect that. Whether you like what he said or not, he earned his right to say it, because you're quick to tell him if he do something wrong, he's a role model. So it was his day off, TJ. It ain't like he was at the BET Awards showing it off. Well, may not have been, but I just look at it differently. Who that nation? I just don't think you need to wear another team jersey if you're an active player, as long as he doesn't wear it on game day. Malcolm is right. I mean, I have Eagles jersey, but that's my second favorite jersey. So, I mean, but it's different. It's different, man. You know, I hate to say it like that. It's different. Like, the Saints aren't paying you to wear their stuff. You know, you do it as you support the team. You found the Saints. You like the Saints. You roll with the Saints. But, you know, if you want to wear somebody else's jersey, I feel like that's your choice. You know, I feel like it's kind of different. Like, okay, I work for 90.9 FM at the radio station. Like, I'm not about to go out here and wear a 98.5 shirt or a 97.3. Those are the other radio stations around here. I'm not going to wear that. I'm going to be loyal to my team. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure Cam saw dude and gave him the longest stare down. I'm telling you, man, they're going to clown him at that meeting. I don't care what y'all say. I know they're going to clown him at the meeting. Man, how many of y'all done played, you know what I'm saying, and played the game, and y'all know something about one of the players, you know, rather, the team caught him, like, you know, getting aired out by his girlfriend, or, you know what I'm saying, his girlfriend had caught him up, you know, like, something like that, and then you go to the team meeting, and then all of a sudden, like, you see, like, pictures and you know what I'm saying, a different, you know, scenarios to clown the guy, rib the guy. I mean, it happens, man. I see that all the time. I just got news. Just got back. What's the news on clowning, man? It's still the same old, same old. He hasn't signed with anybody yet. Malcolm Jenkins is just another Michael Thomas. Expect Jenkins is standing up for something, and Mike T like to troll folks. Yeah, pretty much, man. I think that Michael Thomas likes just to stir the pot just a tad bit. That's just kind of how he's wired, man. You know, so I mean, but I don't care, man. Like, as long as they perform on the field, that's the only thing I really truly care about. You know, like, I don't feel like any of the things that they're saying and doing is going to affect them as a team or affect them as far as like how they play. So, I mean, they can continue to crack jokes and clown and all that kind of stuff. I could care less, as long as they out there producing. It ain't no difference, man. He is a free man to wear whatever he wants. Nobody can question his heart. He free to wear what he want, but like I said, it's gonna be a topic of conversation. I mean, the only reason why, honestly, Iceman, the only reason why this is not a topic of conversation, and no disrespect to him, is because he's still finding his way. If Michael Thomas did something like this will be all on ESPN. Undisputed, all that. If Drew Brees did this, it would be all up on the news. The only thing that's saving him right now is nobody really knows, no disrespect to him, nobody really knows who CJ Gardner Johnson is yet. That's the only thing that's saving him. And I guarantee you, if it was somebody else of a bigger name for the New Orleans Saints, we would be having a different conversation, and we would really be looking at this like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, was he wrong for doing this? We will be having this conversation. So, and you'll have a lot of people out here talking about how much this is a violation. But the only thing that's saving him once again is the fact that he's young. But somebody said earlier about like cutting a dude, like, man, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Would it be a problem if he had on a brown jersey? Yeah, it would. To me, it would. It would be a problem to me. A Brown jersey, a Giants jersey, a Broncos jersey, take your pick. You do not wear the jersey of another NFL team, especially a rival team, if you are an active player. How much? I guarantee you. How much you want to bet that you never see him in a picture with another team jersey again? Who wants to bet that this will never happen? And I would be highly surprised if this picture stays up on Instagram. I would be highly surprised if it stay up on Instagram. I'm just being honest. Like, somebody's gonna clown him to a point or talk to him about it. And I'm telling you, I'm just being honest. I don't see this like not being handled, behind closed doors. Man, I think if Alvin Kamara wore a Falcon jersey, that's where he's from. But I guarantee you they'll have a problem with it. I guarantee you he'll have a problem with it. So I'm telling you, don't be surprised if that jersey be taken down. Because these NFL teams, they believe in like brand loyalty and stuff like that. He was getting trolled on IG. I'm pretty sure he was. But I'm telling you, I'll be highly surprised if he don't get clowned because of this. But like I said, he's an incredible football player. I feel bad, but man, I had to talk about it because it had a lot of mixed reviews. Some people like look at it like it's a big deal. Some people like, Iceman T say, it's not really that big of a deal. A lot of people have mixed reviews about that. But I always just say, what makes me come to my decisions is I put myself in that scenario. Like, what would I do in that situation? Okay, would I do this in this situation? And that's how I come to my conclusion. I think it's easy sometimes for us to like look at something from the outside in and be like, nah, I wouldn't do that. It's almost like, if you have a homeboy, like, and your homeboy is a guy, who is dating somebody that's no good for him, okay? And you be like, man, if it was me, I'm out. I ain't gonna talk to her, man. She ain't no good for me, I'm out. But put ourselves in that situation, we don't know how we will react. We only can say it because we're on the outside looking in. But when you have like emotions and feelings involved, it might not be as easy. It's easy for us to say that because we don't have an emotional investment in it at the time. But put ourselves in that position, we might be singing a very different tune. So that's the only thing I have to say about this. I get TJ's point. Maybe he's trying to show Loomis he wants to be traded. I doubt that, Who That Nation. I doubt that. I think he loved the team he plays for. Hold on, let me see. It would have been awkward if a Saints fan would have saw him in public with that on, and how the Who That Nation is, TJ. I'm gonna give y'all another example. So there was a picture of Roddy White. Okay, now we all know who Roddy White is. A lot of people, in the Who That Nation can't stand Roddy White for obvious reasons. But Roddy White took a picture. It was a Saints fan who asked Roddy White for a picture, and Roddy was like, "Yeah." So the guy ends up going to get a Saints jersey, and you should see the expression on Roddy White's face when he realizes he's taking a picture with a Saints fan. Roddy White hasn't played with the Falcons for years. But when the Saints lost to the Falcons in the Superdome, he got on social media and was clowning and trolling Saints fans. That's how deep this is, okay? That's all I'm saying. That's my only point. Like people like take this rivalry and this team loyalty stuff very, very seriously. You got Raider, Raider players from the 70s still hate the Steelers to this day. Still hate the Oilers to this day. That's how deep it is. But like I said, this is a new generation of cat. This is a new generation of individuals now. Everybody want to hold hands and sing "We Are the World" these days. I guess like the competitive edge is not what it used to be. I ain't gonna lie. If I played for another team and we were about to face the Saints, I would fumble the ball on purpose on every opportunity I got. Probably be released the next day. Oh man, AJ, that's interesting right there. I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't. I'm sorry. I love the Saints, but I'm trying to do somebody dirty if I'm playing for a rival team. Okay. I would, like let's just say, for example, like my contract is up or something like that, and I have opportunity to play for the Saints, then we talking. But as long as I'm playing for another team, I'm trying to destroy. I'm trying to destroy them. If the Saints are truly interested in Clowney, Loomis will give them a number and quickly move if he wanted more. If we did it with Ingram, he won't blink to do it with Clowney. Yeah, I agree. I don't know what's going on with Jadeveon Clowney. I don't know. I don't know what his representation is doing. I don't know what the Saints are doing. But I think that eventually they're gonna possibly come up with something. He's gonna end up rather going to the Saints or somebody else. But time is starting to get close. We're almost in July, and I think training camp is like at the late July or early August or something like that. So, how do you feel about descendants of slavery that rep America, saying that because America has never treated us right, what's so different about a jersey? Hold on, let me make sure I'm saying this right. How do you feel about descendants of slavery that rep America, saying that because America hasn't never treated us right, what's so different about a jersey? I'm not understanding that question. I don't understand that question. You have to kind of elaborate on that one. Everybody is saying this is not a big deal. Wear your company's biggest competition to your job and see how big a deal it is. Exactly. Heavy C, thank you very much. Thank you very much, my friend. My point exactly. TJ, when you think Peyton going to retire? I don't know. I think he going to probably no time soon, tell you that. So probably going to be another 15, 20 years. I can see him coaching for a long time. Let's see. Clowney says he's waiting on his bowl of crawfish before he signs. Well, they need to send him one. Send him a bowl. What is the title? Is CJ is out of pocket? Why is the title is CJ Gardner Johnson out of pocket? Is he out of pocket? Is he wrong for wearing another team's jersey? Okay, there's a picture going around on Instagram of CJ Gardner Johnson, safety, nickel corner of the New Orleans Saints, rocking a Deion Sanders Atlanta Falcons jersey. Now, some people are saying Deion Sanders is a whole legend out here, which I would agree. However, he just so happens to have on the jersey of the Saints' most hated rivals. Okay, so that's what we're talking about here. Okay, so the question is he out of pocket? Is he wrong for wearing another team's jersey, especially a Falcon jersey, despite the fact that it is one of the best cornerbacks, if not the best cornerback, to play a game jersey? So that is the question of the day. Back to I don't understand Farouk's question. I hope he elaborates on what he's saying there. But I don't know. I'm just not rocking nobody else's jersey. I can see if it was a Julio jersey. Nah, bro. I'm sorry. Like we can't half step this, okay? We can't make exceptions, okay? There's no shades of gray here, okay? It's rather left or you're right, okay? There's nowhere in between. You will never wear a Atlanta Falcons jersey. Honestly, no, not that. We're not putting no money on the line. We ain't talking about no bets. You will never, if you were in Atlanta, Georgia, and you went into a store, okay? Let's say you went into a jersey shop or something like that. Falcon jerseys galore, okay? You would walk clean up out that thing if they didn't have a Saints jersey. You know it. You will not wear an Atlanta Falcon jersey. You will not, okay? And like Heavy C said, you will not wear the shirt or any type of logo of a rival organization if you work for them. Okay, Wells Fargo, you will not wear Bank of America. All right, if you work for Pepsi, you ain't wearing Coke shirts. It's just not happening. So why wouldn't this be a big deal? You go to your job and do that and see what happens. John Morant trolled yesterday with a jersey that said F word and his jersey number 12. What do you think about that? I have to read into that story. I heard a little bit about what he did, but I don't know enough about him, Mark, to really give an opinion about that. I really hope we have a season this year. I miss football so much. Yeah, me too. D. Lawrence of the Cowboys denied a picture with a kid because the kid had a Giants jersey. Exactly. And I have no problem with that with DeMarcus Lawrence. He actually gained some respect from me because he did that. What's up, TJ? Keep preaching, brother. Content is always interesting. Raymond, thank you very much, man. But D. Lawrence, I 100% agree with him. Okay. Look, I'm a wrestling fan. Like, I'm a wrestling fan for those that don't know, okay? I've been following WWE since I can remember. Fell in love with wrestling, I say, around 1990 when I was 4 years old, when my uncles brought home WrestleMania 6, Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior. I'm saying this for a reason, okay? AEW right now is a really popular rival wrestling organization of WWE. There's a wrestler, his name is MJF, okay? Maxwell Jacob Freeman. He was at a signing, okay? And this young boy, he couldn't have been more than 9 or 10 years old, walked up to MJF and wanted his autograph. And MJF, in a picture with this young boy, pointed his middle finger in the face of the kid. Now, people were like, man, is he crazy? Is he out of his mind? What is he doing? He was staying in character, okay? That was his character. His character is a ruthless bad guy that is a prick. You know, excuse my French, but that's just what it is. I feel like, man, you should always be in character. You know what I'm saying? You should always, you know what I'm saying, carry yourself as a member of the New Orleans Saints organization if you play for the Saints, the Falcons, the Panthers, the Patriots, okay? You should always be in character. You should not be around this thing wearing other team jerseys. You should not do that, okay? And you should play your part. And your part is the safety of the New Orleans Saints. That's just my honest opinion. Only thing Falcon jersey make is great toilet paper. Exactly. And I like that energy, Kendrick. Exactly. If we feel that way, you know, if we feel that way, then why is it that we don't feel that way about all things? I can't stand the Atlanta Falcons. I can't stand the Dallas Cowboys. I would never. I don't even touch Dallas Cowboy stuff. When I was staying in Dallas, I used to see Dallas Cowboy stuff. I used to touch it like, I used to pick it up like this, like with 2 fingers. That's what I used to do because, nah, bruh. Loyalty means a lot to me. What I'm asking is, why is it bad for a guy to wear a jersey of the enemy, but it's not looked at as bad if black people love America, who has always treated us bad? That's because black people don't black people don't hate America. Like, nah, nah, you don't hate America. Like, I don't want to really get into that because it can get borderline political. But any decent, everyday African American don't hate this country. You know, they just hate a lot of the things that this country, you know, stood on. You know, like when we talk about July 4th, 1776, you know, our ancestor was somewhere picking cotton out there in the field. So I think it's all about having equality. You know what I'm saying? It's about equality. I don't think it's about hating, you know, the country. Not to me. I just think that people just want rights and they just want things to be fair. And they want people to actually evaluate these things, you know, in order for us to get things that are just and fair. I mean, you know, we were late to the party. So since we're at the party now, I mean, we got to be accommodated. That, I mean, not just African Americans, Hispanics, other, you know, people that come from other countries and stuff like that, that came here that are American citizens. So I don't look at it the same way. I love, you know what I'm saying? I love America. I mean, when people talk about going back to Africa and stuff like that, man, like, come on, man. Like unless you're a Native American, you know what I'm saying? Unless you're a Native American, this never was your country either. You know what I'm saying? You came here. The Europeans came here, because they were trying to escape a dictatorship. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to practice religion. So everybody came over here, you know what I'm saying, regardless, how you got here. Everybody ended up wanting a piece of the American dream. In 1865, when all the slaves were free, they wanted a piece of what was called the American dream. When the Irish came over here, the English people came over here, Polish people came over here, they all wanted a piece of the American dream. So I don't look at it the same way. I love America, straight up. I love America. I got a lot of respect for everybody, but I do want everything to be equal to everybody, and I ain't just talking about just for black people, you know what I'm saying? Because, I think that we all are trying to fight for the same thing, or at least we should be. And we all want our kids to be valued. We all want our kids to grow up in a society where they're not judged by the color of their skin or their last names or, the people that they affiliate themselves with. We just want them to have a better life. I know that's all I want for my son Paxton, straight up. Would you walk 100 miles in a blizzard naked or wear a Falcon jersey if it was the last set of clothes on earth? I don't know, man. That's tough. That's tough. Well, since am I the last person on earth or is the last set of clothes on earth? Okay, if I'm the last person on earth, then I ain't gotta walk around. I can walk around naked. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gonna see me. You know what I'm saying? If I'm the last person on earth. So, I don't know, man. I guess I'll get my Adam and Eve on. You know what I'm saying? Adam and Eve, when they ate off the tree of knowledge, they made clothes out of leaves. So maybe I can get some branches and make some leaf underwear or something like that. Walk around that thing like Tarzan. I don't know. That'll be a tough one. So we can hate a football team, but not a country that abuses us. And we were brought here against our will. We didn't migrate. So let me see. We can hate a football team, but not our country that abuses us. That's your right to do that. It's your right to hate a country, but why? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't hate this. Like, I don't hate America. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't think you should either. Now, you can hate like some of the things that are put into place to try to oppress people. You can hate that, but the country as a whole, man, where you can actually walk around freely and do the things that you want to do, and compared to like other countries where people are starving, people are like going through all these different issues, and also like people are going through like different hardships because they're under a dictatorship. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why hate something that you can possibly change? Like right now, the world is evolving and changing, and people are creating movements. So why would you want to just waste your time being angry when you can actually change your situation? You can actually change the world. Like, it makes no sense to me. Like I said, I want policies to change. I want individuals to change their hearts if they're hating on a person just because of the color of their skin. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't hate America. I don't. I don't. I don't hate America at all. I'm with you, that one. I can't stand the Cowgirls, and my dad is a Cowgirls fan. We hard on our teams, yeah. Alvin Kamara played in Reds football cleats, and nobody said a word. He was definitely showing his love and loyalty to Atlanta. Nah, that's not true, 504 Easy. That's not the reason why they wore them. Those were some shoes that was actually given to him, and it was around Christmas time, and it was the color of Christmas colors. It was like almost like a Christmas stocking type cleat. So that's the reason he wore it. It ain't have nothing to do with the Falcons. His loyalty to Atlanta. It was some Christmas cleats. Man, America is the land of opportunity. I agree with that. I don't know, man. Like I said, it's a mixed bag. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just get borderline political on this, but a lot of the things I feel like we need to start holding each other accountable for. Like, we sit up here and talk about oppression and stuff like that, and oppression does happen in this country. But we still need to start holding ourselves accountable for a lot of things that are going on out here. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know your brother out here getting murdered and killed in the streets and stuff like that, man, we gotta be able to, we gotta speak up for equality, and we gotta speak up for, different things that's going on in our community too. And I'm saying this not because, I'm trying to straddle the fence. I'm just being real. Like the narrative could easily change. Okay, it can easily change if we're out here talking about we want equality and all that kind of stuff, but somebody can easily just bring up what's going on in our communities, and it is much easier for us to take on those situations head on than to try to deflect and then talk about the things that are going on in the world. People will be more receptive to what you're saying if you really create change in your communities as well. That's why, I'm an advocate for creating, change in the community. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? I want the communities to change. I want legislation to change, and I want the mind frames of the people out there in Chicago where they had 18 murders in one night to change. I mean, I want both things, and I don't think that I feel bad, and it's not a straddle the fence thing. We can't change the world until we change ourselves. But America is the land of opportunity, okay? It definitely is. But hey, man, it is what it is. 504, go look at the cleats. It was the theme of Christmas stocking, had nothing to do. Yeah, I mean, that's what it was. And he ended up auctioning them off, I think, for like $20,000 to give to charity. So, and he had a pretty good game in them cleats, man. He had a pretty good game in them. So, not mad at that. So we hate, oh yeah, I already read that. I don't know, man. I don't hate America, though. I just want some things to change. I think we all just want some things to change. So we have been trying to change things for 400 years. But we have been trying to change things for 400 years, Farouk, but you have to also look at the fact that the Voters' Rights Act happened in 1964. The Civil Rights Act happened in, Civil Rights Act 64, Voters' Rights Act 65. That's not that long ago. My mom was born in 1964, okay? My mom 56 years old. Sorry, Mom. I'm just saying this as an example. I know she's probably watching this right now. But that's not that long ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to make that as an excuse, but 1619, when the first slaves actually got here, 1865, the last slave was freed out there in Texas. You had Jim Crow laws. I mean, you have to realize, man, some of these same people that was around that thing oppressing people of color and minorities are still around here. And you have another generation that's teaching hate. And it is best for us to try to break those cycles, man. So you can't get tired of trying. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like with your child. Like if your child doesn't get something the first or second or third time, you're not going to say, man, I don't want this child no more. I don't appreciate the child, man. Somebody give me another baby, okay? Nah, bro, we can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to continue to push towards a better society. I never give up on that. I'll be doing that until I'm 10 toes up, I mean, that's just me. Why don't the Saints draft more players out of the SEC? Seems like they love drafting players out of the Big Ten. That's a good question. I couldn't really answer that. I really honestly couldn't answer that question. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. I guess, I think it has a lot to do with the fact of Sean Payton being from up north, and people, like in the Big Ten and stuff like that, they're known for being good as far as like running the football and also having good defensive backs, especially like Ohio State. I just don't think that he likes drafting LSU players, probably because they're so close to home and he feel like they can be like negative influences on them. As far as like Alabama and stuff like that, you have to be real with yourself, man. As much as Alabama is a football factory, those guys don't really transition well to the pros. You might have a few out there that transition, but those guys don't transition well to the pros. Tennessee, next. Florida been down. Florida State has been down. I know Florida State is in the ACC. I'm trying to think. South Carolina has been down. So when you look at all those teams, who are you going to be looking at? Is the system of white supremacy a real thing, or am I tripping? Um, I think white supremacy exists, but I also feel like sometimes, it's easy for us to blame other people for our shortcomings than to actually look at ourselves. Like, are there different situations that are holding down African Americans, minorities? Absolutely. Is there a good old boy system that needs to be changed? Absolutely. But we have to look at ourselves too. Okay, I'll put it to you like this. I don't mind being open with you all. When I was young, I used to make a lot of stupid decisions. Okay, a lot. I went out here right after Hurricane Katrina. I bought a car that was like $5,000. Okay, little small beat up. You know what I'm saying? Like, not nothing too extravagant, but it was right after Hurricane Katrina. I ended up going to college. I ended up getting a refund check, and I paid for the car with the refund check. There was absolutely nothing wrong with this car at all. Nothing wrong with it. What did I do? I went to a Mitsubishi dealership and got a Galant. I promise you I'm going somewhere with this story. I get a Galant where I had notes and I traded the car in that I paid cash that was absolutely nothing wrong with it. I didn't have a job or anything like that. Okay, I didn't have a job. I take that back. I didn't have a job to accommodate for the payments. So guess what? I lost the car. It got repossessed. I got apartments. You know what I'm saying? Anytime like I didn't get satisfied, I wasn't satisfied with the apartment. I was cool with it at first, but then as time go on, I need a bigger place. What did I do? I opt out of my lease. So as I get older, guess what happened? My credit score looked like absolute trash, which means when I want to go out here and get certain things, I couldn't get them because I messed myself up. Now, what I'm saying, would it be wrong for me, I'm saying, to blame society because, when I was young, nobody really taught me about credit scores and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Or would it be easier for me to look at myself and be like, hey, man, I messed this up. This was my fault. I should have just kept that car. I should have just stayed in that place. I should have never opted out of that, and I'll be in a better position. Now I'm in a better position as far as credit score now because, I had to pay things off. But my point is this. Sometimes we have to look in the mirror at ourselves, okay? We have to look at ourselves and say, man, this is my fault. This is, this is the reason why this isn't happening in my life. Now, white supremacy does exist. There are, I feel like, people be judging you based on the color of your skin. There is systematic racism out here. I do believe that. But sometimes we have to look at ourselves. And sometimes we have to focus on the things that we can change and some of the things that caused us to have hardships in our life. Okay, you can always break the cycle. You can always break the cycle, folks. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to keep yourself down saying, my dad was alcoholic, so I'm going to be an alcoholic too. You know what I'm saying? My mama was a drug addict, I'm a drug addict too. Like, you can always break the cycle. You can always break the chains, okay? And when you break the chains, you will see things more clearly and you will be able to focus on things. The problem is, why things can't really change is because we're focusing on so many things at one time, okay? That's just what it is. We need to prioritize, number one, our lives so we can see everything clearly in order to create real change. My focus is my community first. I want to change the community first because I'm sorry, okay? I got to say this. You can make any type of legislation you want, okay? You can create legislation, you can give away reparations, you can do all this stuff for black people, okay? If the government say, here's some reparations for you, man, here you go. What is that person gonna do with their money if they don't know anything about, bank accounts, credit, or anything like that? They're gonna go out there and spend all their money on things they do not need. So you have to focus on your community first. You have to change the way your community thinks in order for them to do that. Now, I'm not saying everybody is going to do that, But you have individuals out there that don't know how to take care of themselves financially. They don't understand about valuing certain things. You cannot change the world if you don't change yourself. I was just trying to see where the line was where we can hate a jersey, but not an oppressive country or system. And saying we are our own worst enemy is like excusing the oppressor. We are our own worst enemy, and it's not like excusing the oppressor. See, I don't follow what the news says. The news tries to make it seem like all these things is rather you're for this or for that. I don't buy into that. I don't buy into that because I don't feel like it's real. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is, we have to hold ourselves accountable for what's going on. If my house is on fire, my house is burning down, and I'm up there looking at your shutters, you know what I'm saying? Like your shutters or whatever like that, dirty or whatever. I gotta focus on my house, or my house is about to get burned to the ground. You gotta focus on your community too. And you can do both. You can change the world and change your community at the same time. And it's probably very smart for you to focus on both. Because when you do change the world, how will it affect your community? How will it? Like, we can pretend all we want to, man, but we have to understand we have to educate ourselves too. We have to educate our community. It is pointless. Give a baby $5. You know what I'm saying? Give a baby $5. 9 times out of 10, that baby is just going, you know what I'm saying, put it, crumble it up, drop it on the floor, forget it exists. Trust me, I've seen my son do this. But you know what I'm saying? But if you teach your kid the value of $5, how much you can get with $5, what $5 can get you, you could possibly, you know what I'm saying, take this $5 and turn it to $10. You will, you know what I'm saying, you will have the results that you want. It's much more than just legislation. It is. You got to change a person's mind. You got to change a person's mind, and it starts with your community. And you know what I'm saying? And then you can go to Capitol Hill in the process of you changing your community at the same time. You can do both. Why not? Why not do both? That's all I'm saying. I just ordered my first Bob. Don't know how it's going to be. That's why I asked. Late to the party, TJ. I'm at work. I'll catch up with the show after work. Facts. Sorry, TJ. I just got here. Didn't realize you were discussing something serious before I sent the super chat. Nah, man. It's all right. It's fine. Like I said, we just, Farouk, you know, was talking about, you know, the topic itself about CJ Gardner Johnson and the jersey. He was saying, what's the difference? You know, what's the difference between us hating a jersey, you know, and, you know, as far as like America is concerned, you know, why we don't have that same type of view towards America, you know what I'm saying, that's oppressed us for so long. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't hate, you know what I'm saying? I don't hate anybody. I don't hate this country or anything like that. Yeah, so I don't know. My bad cries if I'm yelling at y'all, man. I'm just calling for what it is. You know? I'm just calling for what it is, man. I used to be one of those people, man. I used to like blame other people for my faults or whatever. Things that I've done. Okay, things that I've did. And like I said, I feel what I'm talking about here is like two different things in my opinion. Maybe I don't want people to like to combine this because I know how this can sound. But I just feel like changing legislation and changing your community are two different things. Because changes legislation is going to have an effect on the world. Changing your community is also going to have an effect on the world, but it's also going to help them once the world changes. You know, so I think that's important for us to realize. You can't change the community until you own the community. Our people are misguided because of miseducation. But what type of miseducation here, Farouk? What miseducation are we talking about here? Are we talking about financial education? Are we talking about I feel like what we learn, you know what I'm saying, sometimes in our community is how to hate. This on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Like both sides. Like it kind of teaches us, you know, what the problem is with the person outside of us. And that's why I want people to make a conscious effort, man. I don't mind hearing people talk about things that are going on in different communities. As long as you've been to those communities, as long as you had conversations with these folks, a lot of us allowing television to create narratives for us. We allow television to create narrative for us, but we don't interact with anybody outside of our own culture. We don't. We just basically just allow TV, Fox News, CNN, MSNBC to tell us about a person, and we just take it and run with it. There's some great white people out here. There's some great black people out here, and everybody's not your enemy, okay? But TV is ran by fear. Shouts out to my brother EJ. We were having a conversation about this yesterday. TV is ran by fear. They want us to be afraid. They want us to run. You know what I'm saying? They want us to run, you know what I'm saying, from each other. Because, you know, when we're running away from each other and not to each other, we're not going to stop and look at each other and be like, what are we running for? So as long as they can keep us as far away from each other as possible, they can control the narrative. And once they start to really feed us this nonsense, we will think that it's our own personal views and opinions, and we will feel that way for the rest of our days. But it's in fact them that is putting this poison into our minds. Go out here and learn about other people. Go out there and learn about other cultures. Talk to them. People that's willing to talk to you. People that are willing to take the time out to be able to become better through conversations. Not individuals that just love to hear themselves talk. Because some people just like to hear themselves talk and they're like, nah, that ain't it. Nah, you have to really be open to people and understand people's emotions. Shouts out to Josh and Jesus, who've called on several occasions to the State of the Saints. Shouts out to all the other callers out there, man, who was talking about, what the flag and stuff like that meant to them. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's important for us to know that kind of stuff. And it's also important for black people, you know what I'm saying, and for white people to understand where black people are coming from with this and how we were raised and how our grandparents have told us stories and some of the poverty-stricken areas that we have grown up in and some of the things that we had to endure. And this isn't excuse my French, a pissing contest, which, we had it worse than you. No, we had it worse than you. No, listen to the stories and let's try to find a common ground and try to understand one another. Because as long as we continue to allow other people and outside influence to warp our mind, we will forever be lost, folks. We will forever be lost. TJ, in all seriousness, I appreciate the facts and arguments you present here. Not just football, but life. Thank Young Blood for all you do. We need more people like you in the world. Man, thank you, Bobby. I know like this is the State of the Saints, and but if a person asks me a question, I'm going to answer it. I don't care if it's Saints related or not, because there's so many things you all can be doing with your time. I try to talk about the Saints. Anybody have Saints questions, I answer them, but you all are important to me, you know what I'm saying? Like for you to take the time out to check out any video I've done, to do, you know what I'm saying, to call in, I'm going to answer your questions. So I know some people probably be like, man, why he not talking about sports or why he just don't stick to sports? It's because I value you all's opinion a lot. And I'm going to respect you and respect what you have to say. As long as it's not like too outrageous. I'm tired of all the gas discrimination. The others say I was about to get this Q cashier phone number, but as soon as I farted, she stopped writing her number down. It wouldn't talk no more. Fart races. Oh man, you can't just fart in front of women like that, man. Especially on the first time you get to know them, man. Like you gotta wait. Like there should be a 90-day fart rule. I'd be ripping them. 90-day fart rule. Like how they say, you're supposed to wait 90 days, but you should have a 90-day fart rule. You know what I'm saying? Don't fart in front of the girl to 90 days. Okay. After that, all systems go. But thank you, I'll be ripping them. Josh and Jesus says, TJ, I'm going to have to press charges against you for arson because what you speaking today is straight fire. Man, Josh, thank you very much, man. I'm just being honest. I love everybody. I love everybody. I got respect for everybody. I got respect for me. Even if, bruh, I've talked to people that are racist. You know what I'm saying? Like, do broadcasting. I mean, I've talked to people, you know what I'm saying, that don't like me. You know, like, and I asked them for a simple fact, like, why they don't like me. And they told me, you know what I'm saying, like whatever like principles they stood on and all that kind of stuff there, and I was fine. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't, like never gonna talk to them again, you know what I'm saying, most of the time, but I respect their position, you know what I'm saying, and how they feel about the situation. Don't like the fact that they don't like me, but it is what it is, man. I just think that we do ourselves a disservice when we don't talk or have conversations with people. You know, when we don't have conversations, like conversations will help us decide if we're going to continue to engage in conversation with a person or never talk to them again. You know, so that's just the way I feel about it. So give people opportunity, man. Don't let the media do this to us. Don't let it divide us. You know, I've seen that in the Who That Nation with the Drew Brees stuff. Man, people talking about Drew. I'm talking about people going at it, talking about you don't understand this white boy, or you don't understand this black, you know what I'm saying? You black B, you white B. Like, no, man. Like, come on, man. Like, where are we going with this? Like, that kind of stuff divides us. Have conversations and stop wearing our heart on our sleeve, for God's sakes. Like, I get it. We're emotional, especially when it comes to these issues going on. But we cannot be so emotional to a point where we can't listen. Some of us don't even listen. We just want to wait till that person stop talking so we can get our spiel in and couldn't tell you what that person said. Listen to the conversations. He said, sorry to disrupt your show, man. You ain't disrupting me. Yeah, I mean, any question that you have, like I said, I'm gonna answer it. I'll probably, maybe I need to transition and do another podcast that kind of focus on social issues. I've been thinking about doing that for quite some time, doing things on social issues where, if people just want to talk about sports, they can come here. If they want to talk about other issues that are going on, probably do that too and get some interviews. I'm really considering that, man. My heart has been leaning towards that, and especially since the station manager told me the other day, I can use the station equipment and stuff like that if I want to do a podcast. So I might end up, thinking about that, how I'm going to do that. So I had a racist dad, but didn't grow up racist. The black family down the street who dad banned me from playing with ended up saving me from a mentally ill lady with a knife when I was 5. Yeah, man, I mean, these are the type of stories, that need to be told, when you interact with people, sometimes you realize like the world sometimes kind of, gives you that narrative about them. Like growing up in New Orleans, for some of y'all know, especially people in the black community, there weren't a lot of schools that you went to that you seen white people. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you could go like days without seeing them, unless you like go to like Kenner, or Metairie, St. Bernard Parish, Chalmette, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when you probably see most white people. So you didn't really interact with them as much. I know I didn't. High school, middle school, elementary school, 9 times out of 10 were about 99% black. High school was 100% black. When I went to college, and I started to have to interact with people that were outside of my culture, I didn't know how to react. I didn't know how to talk to them. I was like socially awkward around them. You know what I'm saying? So, it took some time. And then like, as I started going to the gym, playing basketball with them and working out, with white people, Hispanic people, I just realized people are people, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you start to have conversations about culture and how they grew up. And they look at you sometimes when you say things like, man, like y'all didn't have this store, or y'all didn't have this, like you look at them like y'all had all this out here, and you learn that, dang, our cultures are different, you know what I'm saying? So, and you also realize that, man, these people are right, you know what I'm saying? Like, you change your mind about the culture, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know, man. I give everybody a chance. I don't think just because a person is a Republican means that they hate all black people. And I don't feel like anybody that's a Democrat just, hate all big business. I just don't. I just don't feel that way. So I had zero trans or growing up racist after that. I would imagine, man. Fact, get out of those emotions. Yeah, you gotta have those tough conversations. Red, yellow, black, white, we are all precious in the sight. Yeah, man, that's true, man. And shouts out, rest in peace to my old Sunday school teacher, Sister Carter, because that was her favorite song. We used to sing that Jesus loves the little children of the world. And yes, Jesus loves me. You used to love them songs. Yeah, so that made me think about Sister Carter, man. Rest in peace to Miss Clementine Carter. Man, wonderful lady. But I'm about to go ahead and get up out of here, man. This was very interesting, man. We started off talking about C.J. Gardner Johnson, and then we transitioned to talk about social issues. So, good little combination of sports and and righteousness. So, man, thank y'all very much for checking out the live, and thank you all for your support. And anybody out there that have any questions that you may want to ask me, you can always email me at stateofthesaints@gmail.com. Also, facebook.com, search the State of the Saints podcast, inbox me. I'm really thinking about starting a podcast, man. Like I used to do a podcast. Y'all probably see, the logos I wear, unapologetic. That was actually the name of my podcast. But I don't know, man. I ended up like going into a wrong direction, and I feel like I kind of lost myself as far as me doing it. So I kind of just scratched it a little bit. But I mean, unapologetic always has like a place in my heart, And so I'm thinking about possibly like rebooting it and giving it like a different concept. So if you like to talk about different issues, if you want to talk about things other than sports. Probably gonna go ahead and get that started pretty soon. So I would love to see some of you be a part of that, man. Come and talk, and we talk about some of these issues, and maybe be able to have these tough conversations that the media and the world don't want us to have. But thank you all very much. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com. Search The State of the Saints Podcast. Facebook.com. Search The State of the Saints Podcast. Check out the audio version of The State of the Saints. iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, all available to you. Until next time, all I got.